Hi there everybody, welcome to this new pre-scene analysis. So the new pre-scene company released by CIMA for the Operational Case Study exam in November 2025 and February 2026 is called SumTrix. It's a company that manufactures ski equipment. So it's a very specific company in a very specific industry. So it's going to be a very important pre-scene analysis for us to understand this business, understand this market. Now throughout this pre-scene, we are going to highlight important topics for you, highly testable topics for you. And we know this because we are CIMA registered tuition providers. We hold the Global Pass Rate Excellence Award for 3 years in a row. So we know what we are doing. If you haven't already been on the channel, my name is Devansh. I am the lead tutor at Finntutor. I will be running point on the Operational Case Study exam course. The entire pre-scene analysis will be done by me. This is only part 1 where we introduce you to the company, to the style of our pre-scene, and most importantly highlight important E1, P1 and F1 areas for you to help you narrow down on your revision, because revision is very vast. So it's very important that we first narrow down on the most important topics, which we'll highlight for you through this pre-scene analysis, while we also explain all the details about the company for you. It's created in a very user-friendly way, very simple way, like a movie. You'll just have to watch and follow me. Before I begin with the pre-scene, we have a free case study mini course which we have made for our students. The link is in the description below. It's completely free. It gives you industry background, blueprint explanation. It gives you top 10 issues breakdown. It gives you a free mock exam for you to try, exactly like the exam, related to SumTrix. And then we'll personally mark it for you. It gives you tips on how to personally, create your study plan and a whole bunch of bonus resources. I am not kidding, the mini course is free. You got to try it out. You will 100% find it helpful. The link is in the description below. Just hit the link. It will help you register and you can start right now itself. So that's for the mini course. Now, without further ado, let's begin with this pre-scene analysis part 1. So the first thing that we are starting with is your role, because it becomes very key to understand what your role is, what your job is, before we move into any further discussions. So now you are a finance officer working within the finance department of SumTrix. Before I begin or before I go any further, it's very important to understand what this pre-scene analysis is. So first, this pre-scene analysis picks the actual CIMA pre-scene, and then in that we add our own references to E1, P1 and F1. These references that we add become key points or key topics that you bare minimum should have revised. So I always recommend everybody, when you're doing my pre-scene analysis, have a piece of paper next to you. Write down every single topic that I speak of. So if I'm speaking about, let's say, IAS 16 F1, you write it down. 1. IAS 16 F1. 2. Activity-based costing. 3. Standard costing. P1. Whatever topic I mention, whatever relation I make to E1, P1 and F1, have a list with you and list down all of the topics, because it will help you revise. So again, 1, throughout the entire pre-scene, I'll keep linking to E, P and F. 2, keep making a list of topics. A whole bunch of areas are going to be covered for you, going to be discussed for you. If you go through my pre-scene analysis very carefully, half your battle will be won. And last, this is only one part of preparation. The first part of preparation, like I always say, is good revision. Through our revision course, through our revision notes, through our Fin AI, which is one of a kind. Second is this pre-scene analysis. And third, the most important is mock writing. We do 25 mock questions for students that are on our full course, which is almost like 70, 65, 70 topics preparing you for the real exam. And if you've done so many mocks, so much personalized marking which we'll give you with suggested answers, with model answers, then chances of going wrong in the exam become very minimal. So the three pillars for good preparation come down to number 1, revision, number 2, pre-scene, number 3, mock writing. I am helping you with both the pillars through this pre-scene video because I will list down important E1, P1 and F1 topics that you need to revise, and I'm explaining the company to you in detail. So sit back with full concentration, follow my explanations, and I'm sure you will find it helpful. As always, if you're on the full course, if you're signed up with us, it's going to be highly advantageous to you because every aspect of your study is controlled by us. At the right time, the right information will be provided to you. So you are the finance officer working within the finance department of SumTrix. So now you'll wonder, what is finance officer? It's a very vague term. So to further pinpoint, the finance officer's role is quite broad. It involves short-term decision-making help, costing analysis, variance analysis, working capital analysis, budgeting, analysis. If you think of all of these topics that I spoke, they are going to be a direct relation to your E1, P1 and F1 syllabus. Which means if I want to be a good finance officer, I will naturally have to have good E1, P1 and F1 knowledge. The operational case study exam places a whole lot of attention on how well you can replicate technical knowledge. For a very simple example, let's say a scenario-based question comes up and it's around variance analysis, specifically direct material price variance. If you don't know what the direct material price variance is, not its calculations, but if you don't know what the direct material price variance is, how are you even going to start to write the answer? So the first place we recommend for everybody is revision, and anybody on our course will have started through revision using our material, which pinpoints exactly the knowledge you are supposed to have. So again, coming back, all of these roles of a finance officer are varying and they bring your knowledge from E1, P1 and F1. So to be a good finance officer, E1, P1, F1 knowledge will be key. It's the starting point. You are principally involved in the preparation of management accounting information and providing information to managers. As we very well know, P1 is going to be the foundational pillar of this exam. P1 is going to be your majorly tested area in this exam. So P1 revision again becomes key, because if you don't know the concepts, how will you help them in management accounting? How will you help them make decisions? So importance of revision coming up. At times, you are also expected to assist with the preparation of the financial statements and answer queries regarding financial reporting. So in the paragraph above, they told you about P1. In this paragraph, they're telling you about F1. This duty links mainly to F1 if you do not have your IAS knowledge, taxation knowledge. How are you going to answer questions? So these become key revision areas, and F1 is also important. If I were to rate it in terms of importance, I would say first P1 revision, then F1 revision, and then E1 revision. Remember, overall, key aspects of E1, P1 and F1 are to be known. What are these key aspects? The topics which I list through this pre-scene analysis are your key aspects which we have to be clear about. And they're coming up one by one by one. So this was your role. Next, we are coming to introduction. So SumTrix is a company that manufactures and sells freestyle and touring skis, which are a specific type of ski. So we sell two types of skis. Actually, manufacture and sell two types of skis, freestyle and touring. We also sell ski accessories. So very clearly, what do I analyze from this? This is a vertically integrated organization where we first design, then we manufacture, and then we sell it. So now when you're doing your E1, P1 and F1 revision, you got to keep in mind that, okay, I am working for SumTrix, which is a company that designs, manufactures and sells. So you need to keep in mind the manufacturing related concepts, topics while you are doing your revision, because you are working for a company that is a manufacturer. So from E1, I'm now thinking of, because we manufacture and sell, finance function, the role of the finance function becomes very important. This is in your E1 syllabus, so you should be writing down 1. Role of finance function. 2. The ski accessories must also be marketed and positioned correctly. So your marketing concepts come into the picture. Because you are designing, you are manufacturing, and then you are selling, lot of stakeholders are involved. Customers, suppliers, employees, all of these are going to be involved. So stakeholder management from E1 becomes important. Because you are manufacturing, obviously your costing, because you want to control your costs. So different costing techniques. Deeper into the pre-scene, we will be discussing exactly what costing techniques SumTrix has. What are the benefits of that technique? What are the benefits of moving to new techniques? But over here, because I am finding it relevant, I am just listing it out for you. So again, because we are manufacturing, your variance analysis comes into the picture. A very important theme is going to be seasonality and seasonal demand, which is part of your time series analysis in P1. This is going to be a key topic because of the nature of the business. You are a company which sells skis. Skis are only used in the winter season when there is snow. So obviously there is going to be seasonal demand, and the seasonal factor needs to be considered. So this was my analysis from only these 2 lines. This way we will be detailing everything for you one by one. Now SumTrix is based in Reeland, a country in Northern Europe. With the R dollar as its currency, Reeland has a strong ski culture. So they're telling you that we are in a fictional country called Reeland. It's in Northern Europe and it has a strong ski culture. Now this very clearly tells me that I am in a good place. Because if I consider my pastel analysis, external market analysis, it's very clear that the economic environment, the social environment are supportive. Because Northern Europe technically is a developed country, developed section. So people will have the money, the interest, the power to spend on sports like ski. Secondly, socially it's supported because it already has a strong ski culture. So SumTrix is in a good place and is supported by good economic, good social factors already. This is your pastel from E1. Now because Reeland has its own currency, SumTrix may face foreign exchange issues if we import materials. If you buy from another country, sell in another country, or if you buy from another country, sell in Reeland itself, this brings out risk. Again, ski culture also means demand is seasonal. So your seasonality, forecasting, budgeting becomes important from P1. See, right now I'm giving you broader topics because we are discussing broader concepts. Deeper, I will give you specific topics as well. Moving on, history of the company. SumTrix was founded 10 years ago by three friends, Elena, Felix and Julian. So three friends came together and found this company. It's been in the market for 10 years. They met through their love for freestyle skiing or freestyle riding as it's known in the sport, a ski discipline that incorporates acrobatics. So freestyle skiing is a type of skiing which incorporates acrobatics. So like jumps, stuff like that. So three friends came together 10 years ago, found a company because of their love for freestyle skiing. Very clearly, this highlights entrepreneurship at the beginning because it's passion that brought these three together and they started this business. So this ties into your E1 concept of organizational purpose, culture of the organization. Their focus on freestyle skiing also links to market positioning. Because of their background in freestyle skiing, we are only selling freestyle skis and touring skis. So this is a very niche area and a niche sport which we are targeting. So overall, we know that a business can only survive for 10 years. 10 years is still a decade. Because it has garnered a set of loyal customers, people are liking their products, people are liking their brand, and this is all relating to goodwill. So you already have goodwill of 10 years with you because you have been in the market for this period, and this enables you to, let's say, launch new skis and people will still be interested because for 10 years you have been strong in this market. Felix and Julian initially met at university 16 years ago where they studied engineering. So Felix and Julian have an engineering background. At this time, they both competed in freestyle skiing competitions at the amateur level. It was one of these competitions where Felix and Julian met Elena, a professional freestyle rider. So Felix and Julian have engineering background. They met Elena, who is a professional freestyle rider. So all of them have freestyle skiing experience. Plus Felix and Julian are also engineers. This is important to know because these are the people who started the business, so their background becomes a very important consideration. In 2015, having remained good friends, Felix, Julian and Elena decided to combine their engineering expertise with their love of freestyle skiing to create their own freestyle ski brand that put rider experience first. Please remember, this is one of the core values of your business, rider experience first. You need to always keep this in your mind to make sure whenever you launch something, whenever you speak about your business, your product, you keep in mind that, okay, I have to prioritize rider experience. See, remember this detailed pre-scene analysis is helping you understand the company, is helping you identify E1, P1, F1 topics, but it's also giving you key ideas which you can carry with you and then replicate in the model, in the mock questions that you practice with me, so that you have a habit of incorporating this pre-scene information within your answers in the final exam as well. See, the mock questions that we do, why do we do them? Because obviously you can get to understand the exam pattern, style in a timed environment, get marks, learn, but also because you can try and test ideas from the pre-scene within your answers, and that adds value because remember, you are a finance officer at SumTrix. So the more information of SumTrix that you incorporate within your answers, the more marks you get. Because you are working at this company, so it should feel like you are working at this company in your answers, and that is why writing is very important. That is why this pre-scene analysis is very important. That is why all three pillars are important. Just pre-scene will not help. So we are a company that puts rider experience first. Their goal was simple yet ambitious: to create high quality skis that would elevate performance and improve experience of freestyle enthusiasts. Again, these are our goals: high quality, elevate performance, rider experience. This is all key. So the fact that founders met at university knows means that these are entrepreneurs who are willing to do something, change something. So this is guiding the organizational's purpose and culture, which is shaped by founders' value. This is from your E1. The organizational purpose and culture is going to be shaped by founders' values. Next, relevant costing and decision models are to be discussed here when deciding to launch a new brand. Obviously, when you're deciding something to launch anything new, even in the future, you want to have a comparison of what if you make in-house, or what if you buy it from outside and rebrand it and sell it. So your opportunity cost, make or buy decisions under the relevant costing concept become important for this kind of business, because it's a new business which is starting, and often companies make this distinction, let's put it that way. And even further, if you launch a new if you launch a new product, a new section, this is of consideration. Now, in the early years of the company, it will be very important for the company to raise finance. So sources of short-term capital, long-term capital, short-term debt, long-term debt become important, which is from your F1 syllabus, because the business is only 10 years old. It's going to need money for continued operations. They named the company SumTrix, combining summit and tricks, because freestyle skiing involves tricks, evoking a sense of adventure and playfulness. Operating out of a small workshop in the mountain town of Gornergrattan, the friends handmade their first prototypes, like any startup business does. Their priority was to craft skis with flexibility and durability that could cater to the demands of freestyle skiing, offering excellent control and smooth landings on jumps, rails, and other terrain park features. So again, rider experience was key. Julian was also a keen artist and was responsible for the ski's unique look and colorful designs. So Julian was responsible for the look. With a focus on craftsmanship and design, the company quickly gained a loyal following among local freestyle riders who loved the ski's performance and the trendy designs. So the name SumTrix shows deliberate brand positioning. You position your brand so that it combines summit and tricks. So this relates to your marketing mix, the 4 P's of the marketing mix. Over here we are speaking about product positioning. And also we wanted it to be different, so this is the differentiation strategy. Because the first products were handmade, this highlights the importance of cost classification. Designing skis with specific performance features ties into standard costing and variance analysis. For any new business, standard costing is the best, easiest way to go. Deeper in the pre-scene, we'll discuss which costing system does SumTrix really operate on. Now, early product development also reflects your life cycle costing, where there will be high development costs at the beginning. For F1, we are looking at small workshop, means initially invested in small property, plant or equipment, whatever. So your IS 16 comes into the picture. I'm also thinking of IS 2 becomes relevant because handmade skis involve raw material, labor, overall costs, which must be accounted for carefully. So this is a very initial mention of IS 16 and IS 2. I'll give you details later on as well. But just showing you how different topics and thought processes are being brought to you. We'll continue to do this, but being aware that, okay, if you're doing this by yourself, naturally these topics are not going to come to you. We are registered tuition providers, hold the Global Pass Rate Excellence Award for 3 years in a row, been tutoring for years now, thousands of students, so we know what needs to be focused on. So now your job becomes simple to list down the topics we are speaking of and making sure that those topics you are aware of. Second, understanding the company with me. And third, most important, taking these ideas and making sure you replicate it when the time comes, when we write mocks. Because if you're not using any of these knowledge, then entire analysis we are doing over here is gone to waste. So make sure you take these ideas and use it in mock questions, and I will give you ample practice in mock question writing when we get there. So over the next few years, SumTrix grew its customer base substantially, capitalizing on its growing reputation as a high-quality freestyle ski manufacturer. The original artwork was extremely popular and quickly became a unique selling point of the ski range. SumTrix began to sell skis more widely throughout Europe. So your foreign exchange situation comes into the picture over here, which I've already spoken about above. Because you are selling throughout Europe now, not only in Reland. Your reputation is good, you became popular, your unique selling point is your artwork or the design of your skis. Remember this. And you sell widely throughout Europe. 2 years ago, the founders decided to capitalize on this growth and expand into the touring ski market. First, we only used to sell one type of ski, freestyle. Now, for 8 years, we sold only freestyle. For the last 2 years, we are selling touring skis also. New product. So touring skis are used by skiers who want to explore remote mountain areas away from the groomed pistes, which means they are away from the original skiing slopes. They are remote. SumTrix range of touring skis was a product of much research and development. The engineering backgrounds of Julian and Felix were invaluable in creating a range of touring skis that were lightweight but strong and reliable in tough conditions. So again, my core values remain the same. Rider experience, high quality, delivering to what the customer actually wants. Building on a strong brand. 8 years, my brand had already been built. Owning largely to its unique designs and excellent craftsmanship, SumTrix touring ski range quickly gained traction in the market. So firstly, growth across Europe. This showcases your globalization, international expansion. Again, pastel analysis coming to the picture. We developed a new product as well over here, because first only freestyle, now touring skis as well. So product development is something that the business is doing. So moving into the future, maybe in 1 year's time or maybe in this year itself, because already we have a good goodwill, good fan base, we might consider launching a new product. And this is very much with the link in the business, because the business has been launching products in the past. P1, entering the touring ski market required investment appraisal and decision making. Obviously, you would have done forecasting, budgeting, using, let's say, sensitivity analysis, decision trees from your P1 syllabus before you made this decision of entering into a new product. This can be suggested. Let's say we are launching a new type of product in this year. They'll ask you to evaluate a decision tree. You don't have to draw it, but you have to evaluate it. So if you don't have that P1 knowledge, how are you going to do that? So you should be writing down decision tree, sensitivity analysis in your topic list. Now again, this was an introduction of a new product. So your sales mix variance comes into the picture. Up until now, you were only selling one product. Now you're selling two products with different ranges. So naturally your sales mix variance comes into the picture. Which product you are selling more, which product you are selling less, why. All of this analysis now begins. Variance analysis. So again, for F1, we are mainly looking at entire Europe, so foreign currency risk coming into the picture. Because you are selling in different parts of Europe now, managing your receivables, managing your payables become very important, because this becomes difficult if you have international customers, international suppliers now. So your working capital cycle also comes into the picture because of the nature of this business. Now coming to the current situation. See, if you just look at it, up until now, we did introduction, we did your role, then we did an introduction to the business, then we started with the business's details, now to the current situation right now. SumTrix manufactures all of its skis. This is not a buy. You don't buy it, rebrand it and then sell it. You are actually making your skis. Very important. At the company's own production facility, which is located on the outskirts of Gornergrattan, close to the original workshop. So we have a production facility. Near to the production facility is the goods inward warehouse, outward warehouse, and the head office. So pretty much there are 4 buildings: production facility, inwards warehouse, outward warehouse, and head office. SumTrix's freestyle and touring ranges each have 3 different models, and each is available in different sizes. So pretty much there are 6 products, 3 under freestyle, 3 under touring, and then further divided in terms of sizes. Both ranges are sold throughout Europe via a network of retailers. You are selling to retailers, and through the company's own website as well. So you have retailers plus website. SumTrix also manufactures custom skis, freestyle and touring skis designed specifically for an individual skier. So you have your original 3 products, 3 freestyle, 3 touring. You also manufacture custom skis if somebody places an order that, okay, I want this size, this specification, this, that, you also do that. Let's start from the top analysis. The setup of facilities links to operations and supply chain management. If your supply chain is broken, your inwards warehouse will be empty, your production facility will be empty, your outward will be empty, your retailers will be unhappy. Supply chain management becomes key. Because we spoke about marketing mix, we had positioned ourselves in only freestyle and touring ski market, which is a niche. Now we'll speak about place, because we are selling via network of retailers and we are selling via our own website as well. Now, because you have so many different models, so many different sizes, activity-based costing could be suggested, because overheads need to be traced to different products, different models. If you're not able to trace overheads properly, do your costing properly, then it's going to be an issue to price your products well. So because of the nature of this product, activity-based costing can be considered. What is our current costing situation? It's given deeper into the pre-scene. We'll discuss it again over there at length. Also, we have our own production facility, so property, plant and equipment, depreciation, revaluation, selling of assets, IFRS 5, all of this comes into the picture over here because you have your own production facility. How, you may ask me? They'll tell you that we are adding to the production facility. How do we record this new asset? We are selling this old asset. We are revaluing this old asset. So all of this becomes important because of this nature that we have just discussed. Next, all custom skis are sold through the company's website. So if you want a custom order, it's on the website only. SumTrix also sells through its website a small range of ski accessories. Currently, poles, helmets, goggles, gloves, which are bought in unbranded from trusted suppliers. SumTrix add its own branding to all of the ski accessories before sale. So with the skis, we are actually manufacturing them. With the accessories, we are buying them. So maybe it was cheaper to buy than to make, and that is why we made this decision. Maybe we now expand into actually manufacturing these products this year. That could be a scenario which comes up. The company is still owned by 3 founders, Elena, Felix, Julian. The company's latest financial statements for the year ended 30th June show a revenue of 14 million, gross margin of 39%, and a profit before tax margin of 5.7%. So healthy numbers. If I want to analyze, we are selling through our website, so your digital marketing comes into the picture over here. Different types of marketing comes into the picture over here. Again, with accessories, we already discussed make or buy. Now, selling across different categories makes contribution analysis, CVP, cost volume profit analysis, very important, because you need to understand the margins that every different product is giving you, because only then you can push a certain product, you can try to improve on a certain product. This becomes key. Now, because you are buying in accessories, your inventory valuation and cost of sales under IS2 become important, since costs include purchase plus rebranding expenses. So IS2 will become important for us because we are buying plus we are making, so handling of the inventory becomes a key discussion for us. SumTrix's founders are very aware that they operate in a marketplace dominated by a few large companies. Their strategy therefore remains to specialize in certain types of skis where they believe they can grow sales. So we know from my extra industry analysis, if you've already done it, that this ski market is dominated by a few large companies. It's kind of, few companies controlling the market, because this is not an easy market to master in. There are companies since many years which have a strong foothold. So what SumTrix is doing is specialize in your freestyle skis, in your touring skis, in custom skis, so that you can achieve growth in these niche segments. Influencers use SumTrix's freestyle and touring skis, and their social media presence has helped fuel demand. So we are using digital marketing methods. We are using new marketing methods. Freestyle skis still account for the majority of sales. However, the founders are focused on increasing their share of the touring ski market. Other types of skis are described ahead. So we are, focused on growth, focused on increasing our share in the touring ski market. So it becomes very important to make sure that, okay, the business is in this position, but we need to know that, okay, we are looking to grow, we are looking to move ahead. So overall, we are using digital marketing, promotional strategies like, influencers and social media. Now, the decision to focus resources on touring skis highlights limiting factor analysis and optimal product mix, because we will obviously have scarce resources, scarce finances, scarce inputs. So how do we use them best to make sure that we are growing in the touring ski market is a very important consideration. So your limiting factor analysis becomes key over here. There can be very easily a scenario where they tell you that, okay, now we are looking to move ahead in the touring ski market, but this is a limiting factor. Which product should we prioritize? If you don't know your throughput accounting, limiting factor analysis, you won't be able to answer. Next, article from Skiing Today. So after knowing a little bit about the company, we are now to an article from Skiing Today. An article has been published and this has been showed as part of the pre-scene, so we'll obviously analyze it. Now, whether you are an experienced skier or a beginner, to enjoy the mountain to the maximum, it is important to use the correct skis for your correct skiing style, the mountain terrain and the snow conditions. This short guide explores the main types of skis and their unique features. Remember, we are only selling freestyle skis and touring skis. Touring skis for the past 2 years only. All mountain skis is the first category. Most popular and versatile type. They perform well in different conditions. They are medium width for balance and stability. It's best for recreational skiers wanting all-round skis without specialized gear. So this is not specialized, it's medium width, performs in different conditions. Next, there is powder skis. This is designed for deep, soft snow. This is wider to float on the powder, and they have a rocker profile for maneuverability. Raise tips and tails so that they can be maneuvered easily within that deep snow. Third, there is carving skis. These are built for precise turns on groomed slopes. So on skiing slopes, if you're going to make precise turns, a carving ski is best. This is narrower with pronounced side cuts for easier turning. Suited for skiers who want speed with control. So all mountain is all situations. Powder is for deep, soft snow. It's wider. Carving is for precise turns who want speed and control, and it's narrower. Freestyle skis is what my company does. So this is for riders in ski parks. So rails or half pipes or jumps or acrobatics, we already know this. They are lightweight and they are flexible. They have a twin tip, curved tip and tail. You can see the image over here just for reference. Those who are into skiing, this will make sense to you already. They are durable to withstand landings and contact with obstacles. Touring skis now. So they are made for off-piste skiing, obviously in areas where not everybody goes. They are lightweight for climbing uphill. Specialized bindings allow heel to lift when ascending. And the last is youth skis. These are designed for children, shorter length, help younger skiers. So if I overall want to make an analysis, a very quick one, for all mountain skis, this is market segmentation. It's generally for recreational skiers and it has a broader positioning. Over here, there is going to be lower margins but higher volume because they are more generic. For powder skis, this is a niche market again. The limiting factor analysis will come into the picture over here a little bit. Because this is a very niche product. Carving skis is again differentiation strategy, precision performance. If you want precision performance, speed, turning, you'll go for a carving ski. For a very specific product like this one, activity-based costing would make sense. So this is just, an overall view. Let's say tomorrow they tell you, okay, touring skis, we were going to expand, but now we are happy to move to carving skis. You'll already have it in your mind, okay, this is a differentiated product, it's for specific people, and activity-based costing was spoken about as a suggestion in the pre-scene analysis. You can include this within your answer, get your free marks, free credit, and move on. Next, we have freestyle skis. Innovation in value. They are twin tip and they are flexible designs for acrobatics. So this is just this is the area of focus for us as a business. Touring skis is market development for us. We are a new type of market that we are exploring. Forecasting will be key. Again, they've given a very clear hint in the pre-scene that we are looking to expand our touring skis presence. So property, plant and equipment comes into the picture over here because we might be looking to expand, might be looking to look forward. So this was just an article given as part of the pre-scene telling you the different types of skis that exist. Remember, our focus is freestyle and touring. Deeper on, they start to speak about the industry. First, we are speaking about the global market. So remember, now this is whole industry overview. Earlier we were speaking about the company. Then we spoke about the different types of skis. Now we are speaking about the industry. We're doing some industry analysis as part of this pre-scene that they have given. But those who are studying with me obviously would have already done my extra industry background, industry analysis before starting the pre-scene. So you already have a bird's eye view of what the market is like. But this will also provide a good, let's say, step into the overall market. Based on our dollars, the global ski gear and equipment market was worth around 1.79 billion in revenue, growing at 3.7%. So this is a good indication that okay, we as a company are part of a market that is growing. Europe, which includes Reland, is the second largest market with revenue at 0.5 billion. You are part of this market. SumTrix has approximately 2.8% of the market in Europe in terms of revenue. So okay, we are an important player in entire Europe. So if you look at the pie chart given to us, you'll see major market is North America, then comes Europe, then comes Asia Pacific, then South America, and then the Middle East and Africa. Through my industry analysis, it's very clear, and because I'm looking at this diagram, it's very clear that the major growth is going to come in the Asia Pacific and in the Middle East section. But North America and Europe are historically the two strongest markets for skiing. So expansion, geographical expansion, could take place into high growing countries like Asia Pacific, Middle East, or into already established markets of North America and Europe. So just a quick analysis of everything that I spoke has been listed down over here. The market is growing, the market is moving in the right direction. What we need to see overall that okay, you are a key player in this market, and if I look at P1, your market share at 2.8% is a key performance metric. It could be useful for variance reporting against targets. Budgeting must reflect realistic growth because already 3.7% is what the market is going to grow with. So your growth has to be in line with market growth, if not more, because you have already chosen your niche, freestyle and touring skis. So overall, this market is growing. It's a large market. There are going to be lots of opportunities. Becomes very important for a business like SumTrix to be aware of its situation and its external situation, which we analyzed over here, so that it can expand, because that is what our outlook is. First, we did the whole market. Now the European market, in which currently we are a player. The European market is dominated by a few large companies, with 75% of the ski gear and equipment manufactured by 5 large global brands. We already know this. Major players are having major chunks of the market. The other 25% is made by much smaller brands such as SumTrix, which typically focus on a type of ski or a specific geographical market. So we focus on Europe, and we focus on freestyle skis and touring skis to differentiate ourselves. If you look at the European ski gear and equipment market, majority of the market is made up of skis and poles. Next comes ski boots. Next comes clothing, and next comes protective gear. So maybe to continue expanding, to continue showing a positive growth rate, it might be time that we start manufacturing our own accessories like boots, clothing, gear, if we can forecast a good, strong, heavy margin rather than buying it like we are currently doing so. So this analysis tells me that okay, I am focusing only on 55% of the market, which is skis and poles. The other parts I am selling them, but I'm buying them and selling them. It's a big chunk of the market. If you total it, it's 25 plus 15, 40 plus 5, 45% of the market, apart from skis and poles. So this is an area that can be focused on. We already know that protective gear includes ski helmets, goggles, other protection worn on the mountain. Clothing includes ski jackets, base layers, gloves, and all other clothing. Currently, some accessories we buy and then we sell can be an area of expansion because of how large the market is. So again, if I'm looking at this analysis that we did, 75% of the market is controlled by 5 global brands, showing an oligopoly structure, which means major market controlled by few players. If you look at the marketing mix, which is very important for us, skis and poles dominate at 55%, which is our key product. Very important is going to be your sales mix variances, your margin analysis, because you want to know which product is selling how much, where the growth is. So becomes important. Another important discussion is break-even charts in this case, because skis are core, but reliance on one category increases your operational risk. If resources are limited, management must weigh product premium producing skis versus lower volume accessories, because you're still buying them, then branding them, and then selling them, so it's taking time. So there might be a situation where a break-even chart is given to you and they tell you that, okay, there is a conflict between two of our key products, or let's say, and a new product is being introduced. How should we produce our products, or what does this break-even chart speak of? They'll give you the chart. You will be expected to read it. So your P1 knowledge of break-even charts becomes important. Remember, you are in a heavily consolidated market, meaning SumTrix must exploit its niche in freestyle or touring skis while managing your cost structures carefully, because you are in a market where major players are dominating the market. You need to keep doing different things, innovative things, while controlling your costs to survive. Next, market dynamics for the ski gear and equipment industry. Now, the main drivers of market dynamics are, first, climate change and the drive for sustainability. Sorry. The snowy season is extremely important to the ski industry. Obviously, seasonal factor. As global temperatures rise, it is harder to predict snowfall, resulting in shorter ski seasons. Snowmaking technology is used increasingly to ensure that there is snow to ski on. Resorts are investing in solar and wind energy to power lifts and other facilities on the mountain, and producers are striving to use more sustainable material. So climate change threatens the ski industry with shorter, unpredictable seasons, forcing adaptation through snowmaking, renewable energy, and sustainable materials. That is my summary of this. So from E1, this links to your corporate social responsibility. Sustainability, corporate social responsibility becomes an important consideration over here. At P1, it raises budgeting, cost behavior, risk analysis challenges around sustainability investments. If you invest, but let's say you are not able to maintain your costs, becomes a problem. So strong budgeting is key. From F1, it connects to impairment of assets, integrated reporting, and your impact on cash flow forecasting, because everything is becoming unpredictable. So the main driver for market dynamic, number 1 is climate change and sustainability. Number 2 is globalization of winter sports. Now, whilst North America and Europe remain dominant markets, skiing is also becoming popular in Asia Pacific, South America, Middle East, and Africa. These are the growing segments. I've already spoken about this. So from E1, this speaks about knowing your external market, your pestel, knowing your global strategy. From P1, again, it focuses on forecasting, because you need to forecast about a particular market's demand before you invest. From F1, your exchange rate risk, your working capital management, because of international operations. All of this comes into the picture. So first aspect which is defining this market was climate change and sustainability. Second aspect is growth areas such as Asia Pacific, South America, Middle East to be focused on. Third aspect is role of influencers and social media. Now, influencers on social media platforms play an important role in promoting skiing as a cool activity, often showcasing the latest brands and equipment. So from E1, your marketing mix, your marketing techniques, your promotion techniques come into the picture. From P1, again, your performance analysis of marketing spend, you're spending on marketing, but how well is it performing? From F1, it brings your brand as an intangible asset. Over here, because of these influencers, your brand is becoming your intangible asset. Expansion of online retail channels. Fourth, so consumers have increased online access to compare brands before purchasing equipment, having your own website. We already have our own website at SumTrix. We know this. But how are we using the website? How are we updating, upgrading the website? Will become very important. So again, P1, we are speaking about pricing, sales forecasting. Important over here because everybody wants online. You have your website. How are you using the data? Your big data analysis, data analytics becomes very important over here because more and more people are coming to your website searching for skis. But what are you doing to serve them in a better way? That's what will define your sales in this market. That is what we are discussing. Next, popularity of skiing and disposable incomes. So the increasing popularity of skiing is a way to maintain physical fitness. Media coverage has helped promote events such as Winter Olympics, World Cup competitions, so more people are getting inspired. Although still considered a luxury activity, increasing disposable incomes over the world means people have more money to invest in winter sports. So from E1, again, external market analysis. People need money, people need social awareness to invest in skis. In P1, again, we are speaking about forecasting because now disposable incomes are rising. So how are we forecasting? What forecasting techniques are we using to make sure that we have enough capacity when the demand rises? Last is technology. So technology, because innovations in skis and ski gear design as well as in ski resort operations has enhanced performance, safety and user experience to a broader customer base. So overall, there are 6 key factors, if I'm not wrong: climate change, sustainability, globalization of winter sports, social media influencers, online retail channels, disposable incomes rising, and technology. These 6 key factors you have to keep in mind because they have told us specifically that because of these 6 factors, the market for skis is growing. The market for skis is moving in the right direction. So what is my company doing? Deeper on in the pre-scene, they have told us about my company's, they will tell us about our operations, our directors. So we need to be aware that, okay, how are these 6 aspects being incorporated within my business, because these 6 aspects are what is leading the growth in this industry. So that was part 1 of my pre-scene analysis. This is only part 1. You can see the value that it delivers. Part 2 plus part 3 is where we go into the crux of discussing this company, and where we also give you a topic list of all the topics which I have covered within my pre-scene to make your study more focused, to tell you that, okay, these topics from E1, P1 and F1 first we should revise. And then on those topics we are going to give you mock questions which we individually mark for every student, show you tips and tricks of improving in our live lessons. The courses that we offer at the prices we offer are unparalleled, and I'm sure you will find them helpful because we hold the Global Pass Rate Excellence Award for 3 years in a row now. Just email us on help@finntutors.com and we'll personally get back to you. Or you can visit our OCS page on finnTutors.com/OCS. All our course and details are present over there. You can also chat with us and we'll help you choose the best course for you. Starting early is key because this is only part 1, part 2, part 3, mock questions, live lessons, everything will follow once you choose to sign up with us. Thank you for being here.